What's going on, peeps? You know, when I first discovered her for a TE deep dive in 2022, I never imagined she'd be as inescapable as she is right now in 2025. Today, I'm talking about Doechii, best known for her viral hit, Denial is a River. She also had a major radio smash What It Is in 2023 that broke her into the mainstream, a feat that changed her life, but led to this great pressure being placed on the young artist. I personally found her from Persuasive that sadly didn't get the traction it deserved even with a SZA remix. Now that she's everywhere at the moment, the common answer to her success is industry plant allegations. But how true is that? Is Doechii's rise really that sudden? Or is it a culmination of hard work that has been building up to this very moment? This is my series Unmasking, where we go into detail about an artist come up to determine how they truly got this far. Let's get started. Jayla Jemiah Hickman was born on August 14th, 1998. In Tampa, Florida. There's a reason she calls herself a swamp princess. Hickman was the oldest child of two siblings. Growing up, she was influenced by rap through her father's Snatch of the Boss. Her father remembered her as a curious baby who would sit on his lap while he played the keyboard and wrote songs with his brother, pretty much raising her around music. Her grandparents gave her a little superstar kit on Christmas with a mic, outfit, and dance DVD. By the end of the day, she learned a routine and performed it for the family. The moment she realized she enjoyed performing. After doing her first live audition at 6, her parents knew performing would be her thing down the line. She was primarily raised by a single mother, Celestia Moore. I'm guessing her parents were never married. She spent 6 days a week at church, dancing in a Christian marching band, and singing gospel music as her young mother wanted her children to have good morals. This would influence her vocal abilities. Sadly, she was a subject to bullying since elementary for her dark skin, even when she was in a more diverse school, to the point where she attempted suicide at the age of 11. She recalls one of her biggest bullies pushing her off the school bleachers, spitting on her, and calling her a black bitch. At first, it hurt her deeply, but she was able to turn the phrase into a power of hers. Usually when she was called this name, she was winning, but not when she was losing. She realized she wants to be happy, and knows she gave it all in life. She wondered why she let others' opinions affect her when she didn't even believe them herself. After facing this bullying head-on, she decided to invent her stage name, Doechii, in her diary during the summer going into 6th grade, a decision that saved her life. It was like a message from God to write down the words, I am Doechii. Doechii is defined as a millennial female of power who has climaxed to her most orgasmic level of self-confidence and highest point of intellect. She embraces struggle and wears power like Louis Vuittons. A selfless lover she is. Further, she explained, Jayla might have been bullied, but I decided Doechii wouldn't stand for that shit. It all changed from there. She was accepted into Howard W. Blake High School in 2012, a visual and performing arts magnet school. She wasn't sure how to read music, but she had a great enough of a voice to be accepted, being encouraged to put herself out there through social media, doing covers like this in 2012.
And baby, I'd rather be blind.
Before rebranding into I Am Doechii in 2013, her music theory teacher Carmen Griffin expressed great belief in her, even when she was just a shy kid doing Paramore karaoke. From there, she began writing poetry and skipping class to learn at her own pace. By 2014, she was making rap music. The part-time YouTube actor began uploading vlogs, photo shoots, thrift shopping hauls, and updates about life to her current YouTube channel in 2015, building up a strong following of thousands of loyal subscribers. Due to Doechii being classically trained, she didn't know much about the modern music industry. She initially aimed to be a choral singer upon graduating in 2016, with a vocal tech classical choral singing degree. Luckily, her friend Taylor had recording equipment at her house and made her own music. She started going to her house every day after school to make music and upload songs to SoundCloud, convincing her to go independent. A few months after graduating, she joined a freestyle challenge to Monica's So Gone that was well received and inspired her to fully pursue her career in rap. On March 27, 2016, under the name I Am Doechii, she released her first song, El Chapo, on her SoundCloud. Certainly atmospheric, and her sound was insanely promising despite just starting out. Not much was released for a few years as she developed her craft and focused on her growing YouTube channel. She describes her music as alternative hip-hop and cites Nicki Minaj, Lauryn Hill, Kanye West, Tyler the Creator, Azealia Banks, Kendrick Lamar, and SZA as her biggest influences. She'd give her fans new music in 2018, beginning with Girls on February 1st. Doechii would then move to New York City in 2019. Later in the year, she felt stuck, believing she might be trying too hard or focusing on the wrong things. Thankfully, after reading a 1992 self-help book by Julia Cameron, The Artist's Way, A Spiritual Path to Higher Creativity, something shifted. The book didn't teach her good morals, but it did give her the courage to be herself because she saw someone similar to her in that book. She made herself write every day, sharing updates on her channel, a series called The Artist's Way, and eventually compiled her work into her debut project, Coven Music Session #1 on May 15th, 2019. On January 19th, 2020, she was fired from her retail job. Instead of being upset about it, as someone with barely any money or a place to stay would, she told herself that she has nothing to lose and everything to gain. Basically, she didn't care. She told her audience she would be visiting several studios and see if they have any available internships. However, due to the pandemic, she moved back home to Tampa. During this trying time, she read a lot of books that kept her motivated, while being supported by close friends and a therapist. With music being her full-time focus, she recorded her second album, Oh the Places You'll Go, at her mom's house to feel comfort around the family. Referencing a Dr. Seuss book of the same name, as she wanted to flesh out a world for her fans like the famous author once did. It was a dance pop and rap fusion letting go of her worries, as well as being self-funded, including the studio time, a team, and driving a U-Haul truck of props, all done by her. Every dime spent to make this happen. Every day she worked on unpacking the truth of herself, arriving on November 27th, 2020. One song from this project, Yucky Blucky Fruitcake, went viral on TikTok in the spring of 2021. You might remember it.
Hi, my name's Doechii with 2 eyes. I feel anxious when I'm high.
I think a lot of people thought this was by Doja Cat. Wait, she blew up 5 years before 2025? Maybe she isn't an industry plant after all. If you aren't convinced, let's keep going. Along with the line, Doechii, why don't you introduce yourself to the class, users showed old yearbook photos of themselves before revealing their current looks. This got Doechii attention from a few labels and exposure from big artists in the R&B scene, briefly joining talent agency 55 Records for this release. Most importantly of all, the music had the president of TDE, Dawg Entertainment, going on a Doechii binge and would fly out the artist for a meeting the next day. To capitalize, she released the Brawless EP on April 3rd, 2021. She would then be featured on Isaiah Rashad's What You Said from The House is Burning and performed it with him at the 2021 BET Hip Hop Awards. She also opened for SZA on her 2021 Good Days tour. Rumors went around about a recording contract of Top Dawg, later confirmed. In March 2022, Chris Turner signed her to Capitol Records and Top Dawg Entertainment, making her the label's first female rapper. Doechii was satisfied with the partnership as they seemed to give her everything she desired and actually listened to her career ambitions. She would release Persuasive that same month on March 18th, a drug-filled club song with an uplifting message. The next month on April 8th, Crazy arrived and was recognized for its choreography and cinematography. Because if there was something this girl is gonna do, it is perform. Award opportunities and festivals would begin opening up. Push performance at the MTV VMAs, and Best Dance Performance at the Soul Train Awards for Persuasive. In June 2022, she was featured in XXL's magazine Freshman Class. Then she got to play at Coachella in 2023 and even earned an acting role in the drama film Earth Mama. In July, Doechii announced a remix of Persuasive featuring SZA, who was also from TDE. This move got the single some airplay. There was an attempt to get Azealia Banks an inspiration of her on the Crazy remix, but that was canned after Banks did what she does best. I guess Banks had no clue who Doechii even was and clowned on TDE. Classic Banks. Doechii was unbothered, likely expecting to be included in her monthly coke rant. These songs are packed onto the She Her Black Bitch EP on August 5th, 2022. The title refers to Doechii's pronouns, I guess you could say, reclaiming an insult thrown at her for years now. After this EP, she announced that she was working on her debut album, which includes studio sessions with Pharrell Williams and Babyface. She locked in to the point she crafted a home studio to help her focus, resulting in songs like her breakout single, What It Is. Yes, she made that one too. Still thinks she's an industry plant that jumped out of nowhere in 2025 now. It was released on March 17th, 2023, a feature from Kodak Black, interpolating the hook of Some Cut by Trillville in a way where it flips the perspective onto the woman instead of the thug on the older song. There's also a No Scrubs sample. Pretty expensive song, I guess you could say. It gained traction on TikTok, which isn't shocking given given how catchy this one is. It became her first charting single on Billboard, debuting at number 98 in May. It eventually peaked at number 29 in October after a long climb aided by a lot of radio play. She was invited by Doja Cat to open for her on the Scarlet Tour starting in October. This was the momentum she needed after all this time. Surely she would release her debut. This was supposedly going to be the case, as she mentioned coming back from Jamaica that summer after finishing it. She hinted at releasing it before opening for Doja Cat. However, that didn't happen, and she continued to release singlets like Alter Ego regularly in 2024. Heck, we would find out that her biggest song going into this year, What It Is, wouldn't even be placed on her next project. Doechii was feeling stunted and uninspired while working on her debut album, which ultimately motivated her to create a mixtape instead, about her troubles during this time. Doechii returned home to Florida in the summer. We get a new series called Swamp Session beginning on July 12th, where Doechii would record and write a song within an hour before releasing it each week with a music video to back it up. Alligator Bites, Never Heal. It was released on her 26th birthday, August 30th, 2024, to a lot of social media hype. The process of this record to her was a death roll, something an alligator famously uses to drown and tear apart its prey. Because in 2023, Doechii felt like she was caught in her own relentless death roll, struggling with her vices, having conflicts with TDE, and this creative numbness that overwhelmed her. However, she noticed that survivors of these death rolls often fought back to survive, making this mixtape her way of fighting back. As she proclaims, I am nobody's prey. I was born to be the predator. She's even holding an albino alligator, which is just beyond cute. The mixtape received critical acclaim and had Twitter talking all about it. After hearing this tape, I believe the hype. Full of 1 to 2 minute songs with an admirable amount of energy and lyrical content to digest. Goes by pretty fast for a 19-track long project, helped by how diverse in style it is. Boom bap magic on Catfish, Bullfrog, and funny enough, the song Boom Bap, it's everything! Skip and Hide and Seek are more melody focused. The chill atmosphere of Wait, Beverly Hills Slide, and Death Roll. The 2-song-in-1 that is Fireflies. Nissan Altima is an absolute banger, evident by her rapid fire flow and the swift trap production. And of course, Denial is a River. A conversation between Doechii and her alter ego, the therapist. A reference to Wendy Williams in her viral quote, "Denial is a river in Egypt, your husband is gay," in response to a caller's description of her husband's gay tendencies during the Wendy Williams experience. Doechii apparently had a similar experience. She narrates the chaotic and difficult aspects of her career thus far, including being cheated on, career milestones that came from following TikTok trends, developing a drug addiction from her days in Hollywood that she tries to deny before admitting to doing so, as well as her worth being at an all-time low. At the end of the song, she attempts a breathing exercise suggested by her therapist, but ends up hyperventilating rhythmically. Commercially, it wasn't doing too hot at first, debuting at number 117 and proceeding to fall off the charts. People pointed out how it felt like the project was a major topic on their Twitter timelines, but it did numbers like this? Let's just say this wasn't the end. She was co-signed by 2 superstars, Katy Perry on 143 in September, and Tyler the Creator's Chromacopia on October, after Tyler heard her song Catfish. On November 8th, 2024, Alligator Bites Never Heal was nominated by the Grammys for Best Rap Album. Then Denial is a River showed signs of virality a week later with people doing dance challenges involving her breathing exercises. It is not normal for a song with 3 verses and no hook to go viral, let me tell you. The type of song that wasn't even supposed to be on the radio because of how it sounds.
You know, we're not getting much of it in the UK. It's every other word.
You can't industry force something like that. December was where it all kicked into gear as her album appeared on multiple critics' year-end lists for the best music of 2024. Suddenly, it was climbing the iTunes charts again. Simultaneously, her Tiny Desk performance went viral, with Denial is a River being the standout. She then managed to clone herself on The Late Show with Stephen Colbert. As Christmas music was taking over the charts during the holiday season, Doechii paved a way back onto Billboard at number 82, her highest peak yet. While Denial is a River soared up the streaming charts once Christmas wore off, with her catalog seeing an unexpected surge 4 months after her debut release. You may be wondering, what would Doechii do? A music video on January 2nd, 2025. It is literally Doechii in her own sitcom, bringing the playful song to life, beginning with a title sequence that parodies Family Matters as she enters her house. She finds her boyfriend cuddling with a man on the couch and throws him out like Jazz from The Fresh Prince of Bel-Air. After that, she decorates the living room by hanging a photo of herself with the TD founder and label president on the wall. Her room becomes filled with her friends, but is interrupted by music industry executives looking for a TikTok smash, who Doechii and friends drive out. Next, the living room's green walls are painted red, and it's furnished with more upscale items, including plaques on the back wall, likely in reference to what it is success. As things start to turn left, it shifts from a old grainy look to a more modern cinematic style, zooming out to show Doechii on set in a studio audience, watching and laughing at her pain. Later, her nose begins to bleed, and the set of her new living room explodes, leaving her alone in the wreckage. You can tell what she's trying to portray here. This continued the song's momentum as the creative video went viral, being sent to rhythmic radio on January 14th. It debuted at number 76 in the Hot 100 and would rise from there. The most heartwarming thing yet, though, was when Alligator Bites Never Heal won Best Rap Album at the 27th Grammys, making her the third woman to win the award. Only Lauryn Hill, one of her influences, and Cardi B were able to do this. This feat, as well as her insane performance, pushed her into the headlines. Denali's River continued its unpredictable rise up the charts, currently sitting in the Spotify US's top 10 and a peak of number 21 in the Hot 100. Outpeaking What It Is as she earned the highest stream numbers of her career. Nissan Altima is charted alongside it. And then the mixtape reached the top 20 6 months after its release. Right after the event aired, she released the freestyle song Nosebleeds to celebrate her win, thanking the people that got her to where she is. When questioned what would happen if she didn't win, she says, "I guess we'll never know." Interesting timing to reference Kanye, I'll say. It's inspiring to see an artist go from completely lost to completely found. She even recently got sober after years of heavy drinking. After a decade of perfecting her craft, Doechii has finally proved herself to the entire world. While she may have gotten some push from TDE, it was her talent that got her recognized by millions. 2025 is likely the start of her complete takeover. Expect to see this girl a lot going forward. If I haven't made my point clear, I don't think she's an industry plant. We live in a world full of hate and jealousy that people will see an artist like Doechii everywhere and start pointing fingers. Ask yourself this question: what if people are just generally interested in her, discovering her for the first time, and want to see her win? I guess we got to see what Doechii would do. If you enjoyed this video and want to see more, make sure to like and subscribe for more base content. I'll see y'all in the next one. Make sure to love all, and peace.
Love me.